Rational expressions. Welcome to your first flipped lesson of the year. Our goal is to review methods of reducing, multiplying, dividing rational expressions, aka fractions. So, in order to reduce, right, here are the steps. Right here, we're going to factor the numerators, factor the top, factor the denominators, factor the bottom, cancel what's the same. That's it. So let's look at our first one. So our first one says 3x over x squared plus 12x. Can't factor 3x, so I just write it there. X squared plus 12x. That, I could GCF the bottom, I can pull out an x. I'm left with x plus 12. So I factor the top, factor the bottom, cancel what's the same. What cancels? The x's. So what's left over? 3 over x plus 12. That is my answer. I just want to bring this up. Please make sure when you cancel these, we don't get 2x. We don't do that. Let's put down example 2, a little harder one. Again, it's all going to be based on can you factor. So I factor the top. 2 terms, go through your order. GCF, 4y, y minus 1. That's the top factor. The bottom, I look, leading coefficient is a 4. First thing I'm going to look to pull it out. There's 4 in every term, so I can pull it out. 4, y squared minus 3y plus 2. So then that goes to 4. This is what? Y minus 2, y minus 1. It's factored completely. So the top's factored, the bottom's canceled. Now you cancel what's the same. A cancel, the 4's cancel. What's left over? Y over y minus 2. The y's do not cancel since this one's married to that negative 2. So that is our answer. Okay, let's try example 3. Oh, this is a trick. Let's put a star on this one. Star, yeah. I don't know what that first is. So, if you see the same binomial, it has the same 2 numbers, but the order switch and it's a subtraction. They're going to cancel, and you're going to get negative 1. So if I had x minus 5, 5 minus x, it is a trick. They cancel, you get negative 1. What about if I had x plus 1 over 1 plus x? They're the same exact things, just the order switch. They all have the same signs. All are positive. That just gets us, they cancel and you get 1. So please remember about this trick, it's going to show up a lot. Okay, look at this next one. 12 minus 6x over x squared minus 4. So the rules are factor top, factor bottom, cancel what's the same. So the top column, I'm going to pull out a 6. 2 minus x. Bell goes off in my head. This one right here, it's written backwards. I might have to use that trick. Let's see. Bottom, x plus 2, x minus 2, dots. Here comes the trick. They cancel. Whenever you have that trick, 2 minus x over x minus 2, I always put the negative on top. So I'm going to multiply the top by negative 1. So my answer is negative 6 over x plus 2. Done. All right, let's go on to, undefined. Undefined, when the bottom of the fraction, under the fraction, is equal to 0. I don't care what the top is. Set the bottom equal to 0. Solve it. 3x minus 6 is 0. 3x equals 6, so x equals 2. When I plug 2 in there, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. The fraction is undefined. So my answer would be, I would put it in a little solution set, 2. Look at the next one. Again, don't care what the top is. Factor the bottom if possible. You set it equals 0. So that's a dot, so x plus 4, x minus 4 equals 0. Tee it up, so I get, what, negative 4 and 4. Those are my 2 answers that make it undefined. When the bottom is equal to 0. Don't care what the top is, set the bottom equal to 0. All right, multiplying and dividing. There's no real multiplication and division. It's all based on can you factor. So let's go back to middle school. First one's 2/5 times 10/15. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it. Must be a top at the bottom. So I'm going to take 5, goes into 10 twice. Nothing else reduces. I multiply across. 4 over 15. That fraction doesn't, that's our answer. Obviously, they're going to be a little harder in this class, but just baby steps. Okay, 2, here comes a bunch of multiplying monomials. Same thing. Before we multiply, we're going to reduce. So let's see, must be a top and a bottom. So this 5 cancels out with that 10. 2. Now we have some letters. Ooh, x squareds cancel. This y to the third, really it just means y times y times y. So one of them cancels. That's it. Now we multiply across, so I get 4y squared over 5. Done. Alright, now let's get to an even harder one. So if you look right here, here are the steps. I just do factor tops, factor bottoms, cancel, multiply what's left. So just take your time. What I like to do is make 2 new sets of fractions and just factor each one. So let's see, first that top goes x squared, x minus y. Here can't factor, so I just write that down. So now I'm here, let's see, I could pull out a y squared, I'm left with x plus y. Bottom, nothing. Alright, so let's see, does anything cancel? Right here, so the x squareds cancel. Right there. Must be a top of the bottom. Y squared goes into y to the third. There's one y left. Looking around, there's nothing else. So now I'm just going to multiply them across. I'm not really going to multiply them. I'm just going to write them right next to each other. Done. Did we really multiply anything? No. It's based on can you factor. You have to know how to factor. All methods could show up in these fractions. Okay? Again, look at it. Say 2 fractions, multiply together, factor top, factor bottom. I'm just going to write it here. So dots, x plus 2, x minus 2. Bottom, GCF right underneath that, 2x plus 2. Go to here, 3, x minus 3. Go to bottom, that stops, x plus 3, x minus 3. Stop. Everything's factored. Now you have like a big canceling party. X minus 3s are gone. X plus 2s are gone. Anything else? Searching? No. Put them together. 3x minus 2 over 2x plus 3. Done. Again, no multiplication. Based on can you factor all these in there. If you're still having a hard time, please come see us. Alright, division. 3 words right here. Stay, change, flip. You must flip whatever follows the division sign, the next fraction after the division sign. So how I like to do it, so right there is my change. I'm going to factor the first fraction and write it down. So x plus 5, x minus 5. 5x squared. Nothing happens there. I'm going to flip the second fraction. As I do that, I'm going to factor it. X minus 5. Just to save me some time. I have some kids that will flip the fraction, actually write it, and then write it again. To me, that's just a little waste of time. But 5 minus x, 5 minus x. We're just rewriting it because of that square. Just means we have 2 of them. It's written backwards, so you might have that trick. Look right here. X minus 5, 5 minus x. I'm going to put a negative 1 right there. I have another one right here. I'm going to put a negative 1 right there. Well, we know a negative is positive, so it really just disappears. This x cancels out with one of those. So you just got to be neat about it. That's the trick here. So what's left over on top? Negative, so positive x plus 5 over 5x. You don't have to write that positive. I was just showing you the negative times negative is positive. Alright. One more, same Same thing, state division, state change flip. So I'm going to write my two new fractions. I'm going to flip the second fraction right now and factor it 3 minus x. That one's backwards right here. We might have that little trick show up. X plus 2, x minus 2. Might not. I don't know. X squared minus 5x plus 6. I'm going to say a negative 3, negative 2. Here comes the trick. Bang, bang, negative 1. Put it on top. X minus 2, x minus 2. No, x plus 2. We're done. Negative 3, x plus 2 over x minus 2. Perfect. Again, there's no division. It's based on can you factor. State change flip. Factor everything. Cancel what's the same. It must be a top of the bottom. Watch for the trick. Your homework, I would like you to try these 8, 12, 13 questions. Thank you very much.